So this is the mount for the Auxbeam 8-gang switch panel that goes into the factory AHC position. So all you're going to do, this is going to come in basically two pieces, but pre-assembled. Just two stainless steel screws here. And all you have to do is take your Auxbeam 8-gang switch panel with the angled mount that comes with it, and we're just going to mount it right here with the factory screws that come with it. So you can see there's two recesses here on the back. You'll just pop the screws in like this and put the nuts on the other side. The 8-gang switch panel is an awesome product. It's a lot cheaper than alternatives like the switch pods, or there's a lot out there, I guess. But for like $140 on Amazon, you can get an 8-gang switch panel. You only have to run one cable into your actual cab, and then you get an entire fuse box, and I'll show you that install. But it's been great. I've had it for like a year, and no issues here. You can, turn on a few devices at once, and then you have this master switch to turn on and off all the devices that you had on, which is pretty nice if you want to, run all your lights at once, and then you pull off the trail and onto a road, you can just hit one switch and turn them all off. So I'll go ahead and put this together. Now I've got both of the screws just sitting in the plastic part, but you want to make sure that you put this barrel connector through this big hole and then drop your switch panel in there. And you'll notice after you do that, it's got a pretty nice little wire routing so that it's going to be invisible to the eye, but your wire isn't going to get bent up or anything. And so basically this is your finished product. Your switch panel is going to mount at whatever, angle you want. I usually find that it's pretty good just all the way at the bottom. And when it's sitting in your truck, you're not seeing any wires at all, because you have, of course, the routing hole going straight through the bottom. And to mount the bracket, there's a couple little ways you could run the wire, either, down below it or above it. I think it's better to run it above it. That way, everything's just right behind the switch. And it gives for a really clean install. So just to show you guys really quick, I know my battery's really a mess. I need to get some nicer terminals for it. But this is the Auxbeam panel that you're gonna get with the 8-gang switch panel. And all I did was use some 3M double-sided tape to just slap it onto the roof of my original factory fuse box. And so I can still open that up and get everything. But with this, all you have to do is flip that off. You get some extra fuses, and then there's just, the 8 terminals. So all the way up to 30 amp, for switching those larger loads. Yeah, I'm running, my front Baja Designs bumper lights, some hood lights here, some reverse lights way up there, and even switching on and off my air compressor, all with this. And you only really have to run this one braided wire all the way back into your firewall, which is really nice. So I'll close that. And so then all you want to do is pop out your AHC mount. So I think some Land Cruisers may come with just a little cavity there. Mine LX470 came with this, but when I bought the truck, my AHC system was already deleted. So all you have to do is kind of push on these tabs. First, of course, you want to pull up on this and kind of lift your whole console up and out. But once you do that, you can push on these tabs from the bottom, disconnect that cable, and it should just pop right out of there. And so what I did, I pulled the wire out so you can kind of see where it's going. I just ran from the firewall over and up under this piece of plastic and tucked it up under really nice. I'll have to redo that now. And if you just push it right under here, you end up right here. And so this is the only cable you really need to run in. So now all I'm gonna do is take this nice mount and plug these two cables up. So we've got our cables connected. You can just kind of run that down, and as easy as this install is, you just have to make sure you push your cables in. Kind of hard to do one-handed. And then this just clips right in. Give it it some pressure to make sure it's clipped, and you know, you can give it a tug. It's not going anywhere. So now all I have to do is angle it up a little bit. We're good to go. So that is your Auxbeam switch panel. And I know it looks kind of covered up by the shifter, so I'll go ahead and crank it and show you what it looks like when it's in drive. So I mean, this is your cockpit, and that's the view you have of your panel. So I'll probably angle it up about like that. And this thing also has a dimmer, so you know, if you cover this up, the lights get a little bit dimmer. And then I can turn on my bumper, my hood, my rear, and then turn them all off, all back on at once. You can hear my air compressor start up. That's all there is to it. So now I just need to tighten these Allen key screws at the position I like, and we are installed. Now I'll have a few more mounts coming. Definitely one for the scan gauge to go in the same position. And then I really like a cell phone holder. So maybe a little rack here somewhere, or maybe off to the side. Just because I like to run, you know, from my double-din radio, my CarPlay cable down, just right out of the ashtray. So yeah, lots of nice stuff coming. Stay tuned.